Alright, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. I am here. Hold on, just okay. I put pants on you for the moment, Mud Pie. Um, because I'm having to do things a bit different right now. Is I'm using other devices for other things. Um, so probably gonna need a mod for the next few minutes because I'm not gonna be here all too long. Um, now, mm, I believe the mm, looks like overnight, middle of the night, a bunch of goofballs try and put their head together and pump out some Kool-Aid and act like they have some control of this situation or sow seeds of doubt and that way people don't join together and do what's needed to be done for the right reasons. And this and right. That's what it's always about. Uh, them sowing seeds of doubt, discord, that type of thing. Um, to where they are not held accountable. Now, look, I believe the um undernote to that is Jody Sue asked kindly that you fuck the fuck off, right? It's not gonna happen. Now, they would love for you to believe, and so would their wayward, wonky minions and chats and subs and little players in this group, that they have any control over what's coming. Um, or that I'm bullshitting, or that I have no way to do XYZ, or blah blah blah, right? That, I'm somehow the one bullshitting, or, doing whatever, right? And that I can't possibly be blah 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 blah. Wrong answer. In this situation, it is they who have no control over what's coming. They have no choice or say in the matter at all. They will indeed be brought here it's too late. And there is nothing they can do to stop. It is not up to them. And there is nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do. Now, thing is, I'm hitting this in like a double and triple way to where once they're brought here, yeah, see, that's the thing. They can't stop being brought here. There's nothing they can do. It will be up to courts and judges once they get here whether I hold enough evidence and whether the judges, etc., choose to charge them and arrest them. Well, it does not take charges or arrests prior for them to be brought here. And in that here, with that type of bringing them here, that one's free. Now, the civil and other things for, well, there are a couple ways, right? And several courts that are over all these different things in a double and triple hit way. Those cost. The cost for those, just the fees to file this. And then the service fees on those range from 308 upward until like 5 plus, right? Service fees, those are $42 or $47 here. I will have to pay service fees in Indiana, possibly for them to serve. You're looking at probably the same amount. Once again, once that's done, they have no choice about coming here. Those papers, once filed, will bring them. No matter what happens in the end in a courtroom. One of several courtrooms. Win, lose, or draw, they're coming here. To face several things at once. And then while they are here, they're closer for the other community members, the others they've harmed, slandered, defamed, etc., to also serve it. Cheaper, easier, and there's nothing they can do about that. Also, those here who feel like they've been harassed, stalked, who have had emotional or psychological, anything like that done to them, their children, etc., changes life, lost incomes, any of that, they can then serve them as well a little cheaper and easier once they're here and brought here. And there is nothing they can do to keep from being brought. Mud pie, can you please box that one? And the other one. I'm sure you see clearly which two I'm talking about. So, they can play you for fools. They can try to keep, like they do always, um, dropping little pebbles, right? To where it sows seeds of doubt and this, the other, la 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 la. But they know and I know. Well, I don't know. Because, yeah, they're afraid. Like they've been afraid for several years on what these groups, the rest have done. And they know what a holding what's right here is proof and otherwise, at least to a degree. They knew a very long time ago, like they do in every case, and around all these things into real people's lives, that they just hope they never face the consequence. That's it. And they hope they can do it in a public realm where the public will then help them escape being held accountable or to discredit those trying to bring them to account or to hold them to account for what they've done. And what they will continue to do if allowed. And hold on, trying to do a thing here, guys.
This is hard or anything, but does introduce us to our first lesson of the challenge. Mario Wonder loves coins. Has your standard gold coins, purple coins, big coins that add 10 coins, and mini coins that add a 10th coin. It's a lot to keep track of, and collecting any of these counts as a failure and forces me to restart the level. Oh, and before any of you intellect,
As you can hear, a certain teen has apparently been using my PC, and it popped up. Um, and they beat the newest game. Got them a few days, and are now trying to, I guess, redo that without something. I don't know. So whatever, you know. I don't know. They're doing it. Right. I don't know. I touched the button. I touched the button by accident. Entirely by accident. Dadgone it. How many times am I going to accidentally open that one? Because, oh, alright. Really? Okay. Okay. No, no. I mean, just. Okay. Alright. Now I've got that taken care of. Okay, so, um, they would, I'm sure, like you to believe, and it's like, yesterday's theatrics, and then I guess this morning's it's a nuh-uh, cannot, and you got Spirit Seeker and all them going. Didn't she understand that you have to have la 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 to do whatever, right? And they're filling you up full of shit. And it's part of a pack of morons leading a pack of morons, but it's also a pack of critters out here trying to sow the seeds up to where people view it as, it's not possible. None of these tragedy pimps can be held accountable anyway. They aren't really doing anything wrong. La 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 la. It's all public. This, well, entertainment only purposes cover blah blah blah, and speculation covers blah blah blah, and Fair Use Act covers blah 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 blah, and free speech, and no 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 none of that's true, and um it's a bunch of garbage, and it's always to keep these creators, manufacturers, and tragedy pimps from being held to account, and it's what they do, and it's the reason, just all of it, all the way back to the beginning, and also in each case, right? Um, it's what they do. They try to silence, discredit, keep from being held to account, brought to account. Um, Try to make you all think what they're doing is legal, right, okay, and whatever. And they also then use all of it to try to discredit those calling them out, try to bring them to justice or to account in any way. And then they'll commit more criminal acts against them and go more extreme real life against them and threaten harm and all these other things more and harass more. And, you know, if you don't shut up, if you don't go away, and um, they've been doing that to myself and my family and my children for several years now in order to keep their crimes unknown, to keep from being criminally charged, the world knowing what they are, this, that, the other, right? For many true changes coming to them, any consequences, anything, it's tough. And I try not. Y'all know what? Well, y'all have not seen what I held and have held back here for the longest. Since before even this group has realized I was hunting it back as as we were becoming aware of what they've done and how they've done it and how they acquire and hunt each of us. But I can assure you a whole many, great many, great deal many recordings and things that I don't come out here like they do and play for the world. I knew, it's like I hold things from the middle of, all the time, like with the Scamathon and all that shit. Showing what Carl and the rest of this group is. Proving that I and the children were some of the only ones that could actually have them charged, held to account in this right? So I figured out what Carl and the rest were, what they were doing, and how they work with siphoning up receipts and all these other things, tampering. Didn't take a super genius anyway. Hold a great deal many things. I do not come out here in the public and play them all. Not even really ever. Played snippets, snippets that. I'm talking quick pieces, maybe, twice? Maybe. One of those being somewhere around when this group and the keys thing happened and the 125, 110 golden ticket thing and all that. Um, Not many instances of it over here. And I try not to use, because that's the way I sort of see it, any recordings of those in any official capacity or anything like that, if I make them in the first place. But those are not content. And I'm not about the content life anyway, nor have I ever been. It's not what I'm here for. Not here for the subs, clicks, likes, views. I don't care about any of them. Never have. Um, Morning, Di. This morning, I was double making sure of sort of everything, pinpointing all the stuff, and trying to do certain things. And I got to make it out for a certain time of season. Uh, and other things, so that's why, anyway, it doesn't. But, for the sake of the greater good, I'm gonna play a snippet of something to show you how very little control. Tragedy pimps have on whether or not they're brought anywhere, summoned anywhere, where then judges and police get to decide. Alright, so snippet style. Okay. I just called and I talked to somebody and my connection went down. I'm trying to figure out how and where I need to file paperwork to start a lawsuit against an individual who has been harassing us for years now, with absolute proof of it, and it goes. Saying and threats made and people on it. I mean, look, they're outright saying they're trying to get us murdered and harmed, and it's, I mean, this. Now, this is a conversation involving all the crew, okay? Not just that one over there. It's extreme. In between. Uh-oh. Him, okay. So, so you can't stop a police report. Anybody can go make a police report. And then you bring it to them, you see. And then they do their thing, and then goofies are pulled here in front of a judge. And then the judge decides what evidence is held for these things. And then they determine while they're here in person whether to arrest them on those charges or what to do about them. Whether to place the charges, you know what I'm saying? They go on to further explain all that. They also go on to say that, mother options, etc., and call all those folks and whatnot, But anyway, then, I mean, I just sort of wanted verification for all this morning. It's something I've already known through talks with lawyers and officials and stuff throughout this compiling process. Such anyway, I've always known these things, but I thought it helpful to maybe have a snippet and be absolutely positive with certain things today as things move forward, because they are going to move forward. Unless she has extreme anything, this is not going to be, CZ lied to courts here in order to keep from being brought here, but, yeah, they're not real big on those Zoom things, okay? And either way, she can't do that from the comfort of her recliner. She'll have to step into a court in front of a judge in Indiana to even do that. Okay? If it's electronic, and then she will still be facing where it's just not, that's not how any of this fucking okay. Either way, like, as far, no. Nope. And here's the thing, when I file on the other one, it does cost money. Nope. No. It's something, unless extremely terrible circumstances will be pulled here. Either way, it opens pathway. Either way, she'll be standing in a courtroom. Several of them. For several reasons. Many reasons. And it will also, what this will enable to be done, is the rest of these tragedy pimps to start being lined up and pulled in. It will start laying the groundwork for connecting all of them in court settings. Civil, criminal, and all documented. In a way none can backpedal out of, that won't go away, that will show who and what they are around each and every continuing case, win, lose, or draw. um, and I do hold enough evidence, and proof on just this one alone, let alone the rest. On what's been done, how it's been done. Now, unless somebody just wants to ignore that entirely, and once it's brought into a courtroom setting, that's up to courts and whatever else, who, because these assholes are often tampered with so much by them and used wrongly, and, like the chicken bullshit weaponized lawsuits and all these that, they use to fuck shit, And they're just like, social media, whatever, and they toss it off. That's up to them. But, preponderance of evidence, there are certain things, man, that cannot be ignored. Um, and I know they're also trying to pull that. That's what I heard too. That I'm trying to pull some sort of whatever, right? Scam, some bullshit. No, bro. It's sitting here. See that? It's sitting here. Every cent of what was sent to us yesterday. And by the way, well over $100 of that was sent us with notes saying I could use it for little, whatever I saw fit, or the court stuff. It didn't matter to them. As you can see, it's sitting. Sitting. Um, and I showed the receipts yesterday. Um, and then someone sent another $100 to that throughout the night. Which is how we ended up with the 280s. As you can see, it's for whatever you for court costs or anything you need or want. I'm choosing to put it towards Bones and justice and trying to bring about change. Um, this one was sent at 5 something or so, $10. They didn't have a note on it, but I included it in as well. So, no, I don't think so. Um, um, anyway, that was a screenshot from yesterday where, I was telling Eldest to get a desk lizard. That's what it came in at that point. Uh, and like I showed you, this, that, this is current, and I had swapped over 20 to my other Cash App for money I already held in there. You can do the math yourselves. Now, it's all there. Every penny that's been sent. Even pennies that, you know, I was told I didn't have to include. They're there. They're all there. And they are going to be used for Bones. So, no, do the math. Helps. Not only are all the pennies still there, even pennies that are not necessarily to be included are there. The reason why is because this is extraordinarily important. Opening up this can of worms and starting to enact all this stuff in order to bring a whole hell of a lot of these tragedy events to account, to try to make change, um, to make them see consequences for what they do, to help stop this environment, culture around these open and active investigations, what they do to such extremes in and around real people in their real lives and witnesses, neighbors, POs, doesn't matter. Everybody around these open and active cases. It needs to stop. And I'm but one person, but it's gotta start somewhere, doesn't it? Sometimes there are things that's in life that are, I mean, well, always really, because we're all just one person. There's a great deal many things in life that are far more important than just an individual. Any of us. This is one of those things, especially for me. Um, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than you all. This is, and it means a great deal. If we don't care about things that are greater than us individually and out in the world, then how do you ever change it? I know a great deal many always wait on somebody else to do that or be the voice, be the change, or be whatever. They wait on heroes, they wait on this, that, the other. Not really one of those. This is greater than any singular one of us. For me, it also means helping stop this. Not just in Summers and to an entire community and everything else. And also helping start unwind and things and to connect things, hopefully for the good of everything. And to maybe drop keys or pieces or put things together in court settings to where then they cannot be denied in our own paperwork. And then others, like law enforcement and feds and stuff, can then take that and roll with it in their own way and help whatever they're doing and trying to uncover and put together about this long, self-serving freaking group of parasites around all of these active cases for years now. It will also set an example. And as more and more pulled into settings to where they have no choice, that's going to eventually include those playing with them as their little researchers, those that have been playing boots on the ground, the stalkers, the pick-me's, the whatevers, locally around each and every one of these cases, their members who play in some of the buffer system crap to keep these creators and those manufacturers and stuff safe and, all that. they too hold responsibility and accountability in things in and around these cases. They thought they were all having a good time, but ain't a good time for those that are doing it too, or their cases, or families, victims, survivors, spiders. So these hobbyists, these cul-de-sac Karens, all these others with whatever need things, they too will eventually be brought in. Um, and she can say it's because of someone being in her chat, but here's the thing, and the problem with that is what she and it are doing are criminal. It's violations. It's also, and it goes all the way back to the beginning. Are y'all aware that Bones started her memberships in her Discord members only areas the very night that they were on me and using my domestic violence before we were ever on YouTube? Y'all aware of that? I am. And that most of everything she's done has been just downhill from there. And that she's clearly aware I was abused, extremely so, and then has continued this pathway, and you see her even with Fred and the rest, the first interviews. Do you think she was really beaten that badly? And then coming to fruition, and here she is with our abuser doing this after he's already agreed and signed off that, yeah, indeed, there was group effort and play and all the stuff that brought about the second orders protection for Little and I. And that Bones helped play in all the bullshit that targeted Little and I during that period. And now out boldly with him trading off the medical info, trying to get it illegally. Do you see how this looks and is going to look in front of any judge? Not just for civil, but for criminal. And also being very closely tied to one of our notorious stalkers here that Monster's also tied to, and his handlers. As there's evidence of her driving by here doing all these things, doxing us, being very well aware, admittedly, so there's orders in place. Screaming, yelling, honking, all these other things, and then doing drive-by videos, things. How to get here. Just that alone. Not including all the rest. Do you know how it's going to look to any police filings, criminal and civil, courtrooms, judges? And in financial terms, it would appear that every membership she's ever taken in was on my back. It was created, admittedly so by it, in order to discuss me, to join the members only in the Discord that had been newly set up when it latched on to me. Every membership she's ever sold was created based on me and using my domestic violence, and to discuss me, like a great deal many around here. She will owe me that. at the very least. Now, whether that's what I seek or beyond that, the emotional and psychological and all these other things, and pain and suffering otherwise, and all the other things came in between. For I and little, um, it's up to me. What I ask for is up to me. So, ain't a good look, man. But yeah, um, I'm gonna say, out of the double or triple pronged way I'm going about this, that Zoom ain't gonna work for all of it. And either way, there's gonna be courtrooms. And it'll be up to the judges and stuff then, once it's brought, uh, to then arrest and charge and whatever. Certainly. Although it's severe enough for certain things, the charges will be immediate. And then it'll be sent that way and taken care of there. But, um, some things are bigger than us. They're bigger than me. They're bigger than, but I can help bring about the change in the lineups and the way in which they go into courts, enter then on papers so others can follow behind and pursue their own things. And so that other people in other cases and around them can use those court filings to pull as evidence, as these people do this and go this extreme in real life towards them and their families and such. Law enforcement will be able to see it and pull it. It will make the next things that happen to them, even if nothing ever does in like Summers, it will make it riskier and riskier for them to continue the same stuff, because the more evidence is held, the more law enforcement and feds can pull in each case against their, to show. The more it'll tally up. You see what I'm saying? And the more likely it is somewhere along the way, even if that takes other cases and other people around them, even though they've maybe been able to silence some things, it'll help give them evidence to show in front of a judge, and that judges and courts and police can pull to show history and repeat patterns of these tragedy events. It will also help show that to, I don't know, studios and news outlets and things, and the fame chasing crap they seek. It'll show those easily that, oh hell, we need to stay away from these folks, or not give them airtime, or here's what they truly are before we put their face on the news, So, it will help in a great deal many ways. Uh, and I don't take what they've done as a group and otherwise, what, around Little and I, in an organized group fashion, I do not take the purposeful danger and stuff they've sent our ways knowing it could lead to our murders and things lightly. I do not take the knocks on the door and people showing up directly after their live streams and stuff, wanting that to occur and pushing for that to occur lightly. I do not put, I don't take what's happening inside of this community or dangerous to others and their families because of what these people are doing online. I think they'll always get away with it. I don't take any of that one. So, police report where I file the reports, and then I bring them to you all. As long as I have the proof, and overwhelming proof, that these things have occurred once this person and I go in front of a judge, it's up to him whether to have them criminally charged, correct?
Yes, that is completely so. Whenever you bring that up here, just make sure you bring
You see, it's not up to Ziggy. And there's nothing to stop it. And that's on the one front. It's also not up to Ziggy on the second and third prongs. And me paying to have the other things done to bring her here. Or to put her in court settings. See how it works? See how that works? And even in civil settings, once I bring her in that way, she's at risk of criminal charges. If a civil judge is like, oh hell, this is, oh my god. Y'all remember the OJ shit? Oh, it just, I'm just saying. Even they can push it over and go, holy shit, this isn't just our realm. There's criminal things here. So even if it's just me going, hey, civil suit, monetary, whatever, and the judge goes, oh my god. So, it is much, much too late now, yes. Much, much too late. And nothing's gonna stop this. I will bring her into court settings in several rooms. So I've shown you all the receipts. You can do the math yourself. Showed it in real time yesterday. The math adds up. Every penny's sitting there. Call me a liar or scammer again, motherfuckers. Dare ya. And I will show the receipts when things are paid for. And you all will see the things being done. Outright, obviously. Now I could easily take the money that I could use for Lil's birthday in a couple days. I could use them for that. I could use it for, and I would love to do that, but I'm not. But I could use it to, I don't know, go buy Google Spirit boxes or something too, right? You go use it to buy a fucking coffee maker or something I want, or to pay a bill. Not. I asked even little this morning, especially $100. I asked her, I was like, what do you want to do, kid? Keep this for extra 4 B-days, something like that, to do something together, or do you want me to use this towards phones? Because, see, I'm not just me. I'm little, or family. You know what Little told me? Little says, how long will this take to stop her? Use it for that moment. Because my kid knows. She knows pain that Ziggy's caused her, all of us, what she's done. She knows what she does with our abuser. She's been here as Ziggy brought by her own child and the Yennifers and the rest and everything else. Screaming, yelling. She did the helpful drive-by videos, bringing more danger to us. She's been sitting here as the people that showed up at her doors showed up because of what Ziggy did online. She knows the fear and the trauma and the re-trauma of Ziggy playing with this group to say that Little was planning on offing herself, or that custody needed to be done, and this, that, or whatever, or that I was in danger of hurting myself, or that she needed to be taken. She knows because she's experienced it because of Ziggy and this group. This group has hunted us far before everybody, starting from the first minutes, hours, days, weeks, months. She wants to help make change. And that is a shitty, shitty, terrible spot for her to be in. And thank you, Karen. Maybe let me know where you want that to go towards and for what. If we can be the change and, or at least be the starting point. And help others. That's what we're gonna do. It's what we're gonna do. If we can help others we'll never meet, no. If we can help law enforcement, courts, others, media, recognize these people for what they are, help tie things together, help out them, help create a paper trail for them so that it makes others able to easier, others have an easier time of charging them in and around other cases or civil suits, and helps add to their evidence of these patterns of these particular creators, manufacturers, etc. It starts the ball rolling. That's how change comes. It damn sure ain't coming for us in time, but it definitely may and will help others in the future. Maybe even from the past. I don't know. Maybe in the long run. It helps all those around somewhere, this community, etc. I'm sure in some way. It starts terrifying the rest. Maybe sets an example that others coming after doing the Build-A-Bear channels, this and the other, even faced what they think is hidden behind icons under fake names and voice changers, that they too, and even those especially like the research teams and all these that are, they think they're all hidden in the back and not known, and their identities not known and stuff, to help with all this stuff. Once they too start realizing they're going to be pulled out from their communities in the world and held to account for tampering with all of us. Around on, when I say us, I mean all the cases, all the people, all the neighbors, witnesses, PI, everybody. So never take when I say us to mean just I and Lily. And though my statements sometimes may be singular or seemingly, trust me, I always think of, and in my mind and art, I always include everyone from Summers Brothers, church families, community members, the whole nine. Us as a whole, community, totality, larger than. So, and even when I say I, rarely do I mean just I. Karen, I think yesterday was like a $49.99 when it came in, and a 20 from 5p. And I think the 30%, whatever, that be like, oh, it being like 40 some, and then with yours, 30% off it. Either way. So when they come in on the 21st of next month, but not, I'll use them for whatever's needed, whether it be court related stuff. Well, the other ones I'm going to use the court stuff. Depends on what's shaken at that point, what still needs to be paid for. May start just saving those for some lawyer to step in for 5 seconds by the time dates roll around. I don't know. Figure out something. We'll figure it out. Either way, I appreciate it. But as you can see, I'm pretty close today to, like I said, the one process is absolutely free. The others are not. They range from 3 to 8 without filing fees here and there, or the service fees here and there. Like 3 to 8, 5 something, and then the service fees here 42 or 47, and that does not include service fees in Indiana. So I'm very close to the goal of today. And as you can see, receipts, every penny is there. And then some. So they can bite me over there in the world of, oh my gosh, I'm a terrified tragedy pimp, and I'm afraid that what I've done's gone too far, and people really will bring me into courts, and I'll finally be held to account, and consequences for what I've done in real life people's lives, and oh my gosh, it wasn't fun and games, oh God, you know? She's terrified. Yeah, well, she didn't care if I and Little were terrified. She didn't care when she played a role in all the bullshit and misinformation she knew was around. All that stuff with Little. She didn't care when she's known all along about my DV, and she started her entire income stream up on it. She didn't care how much terror she reigned with her monster, especially lately, did she? As long as it paid her, did she? When she doxed us to a still unknown, and I don't care whether y'all like this or me saying it or not, there's still someone out here responsible for Summer vanishing. We do not know who that is. They're still out here free and loose inside this community. Depending on the caliber of predator, and the card team agreed with me on this, they will return or do it again. Depending on who's responsible and what events actually occurred, and the answers and the truth and all this. And we won't know until Ellie says. But there's still someone out here. On top of that, we do have a monster and orders in place, so he clearly knows where we're at. But the people around him that are whatever didn't need to know. The people he's still clearly getting drugs and other things off of, that he's happily advertising in Bones chat that he's on and doing and whatever else, they didn't need to know. People around the world who threaten to dismember us, shut at our doors to get justice, all these other things, right? Justice. They didn't need to know drive-by videos to get here. To I'm little, did they? She didn't care. And then there really is a peeping Tom and helper at one point, somewhere still there, that now knows where we are because of Benny and because of Bones. For y'all's entertainment. Also, a great deal many of those they've pushed in and set things to hopefully get us harmed, murdered on purpose. Didn't know where we were really at. But because of them, they did. Did she care? And since y'all can see it in my chat, just so y'all know these receipts are no fun. That person just sent this through for little. And just so y'all can see that in real time, I sent that on over to Little. And the total is now back to 2-8. I'm done with the bullshit. You know what I mean? And they're not gonna say I'm doing X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm dead serious about this. Change needs to come. So, change needs to come. It has to. And if I can help with that and help stop this, uh, with what's being done and what's been done for so long and so many years around summer, the entire community, to all of us, I'm going to help do so. And it's not an if, it's that it will have an effect where it concerns other cases and what other people can do and law enforcement always can do, where it concerns the same group, these same creators, manufacturers, and how far they go in real lives and real cases and those. It will enable uh, things to be done. So, and for others to have an easier path forward. And there's no doubt about it. Win, lose, or draw, it'll have an effect. And it will leave a path to help others. So, I don't know what else to say about it really right now. Um, I don't want to post that for those who want to do that way. But, and as always, anybody that, if you want to help in this effort, don't feel obligated. There are many other ways you can help. And if you can't, do not. It's always been sort of my thing around here. Um, and there will be upcoming ways for y'all to help in this, trust me. Other than helping pay for homie to be put into court so that we can stop this, get answers, start paving the way for many things. Let me see if I can find this. I know, okay, I know. not today, no. Her and Summers are side by side, fourth and fifth. Christy. And I would really love it if on both days you all laminated flyers, maybe, and put those out for someone around you or anywhere you are. Held like that any day of the week, honestly. But
misinterpret what she's trying to say. Her placement, the way that she's saying nothing.
Barrett, do you remember this in the way back when Monster and Stahl handed over court papers against judge's orders to this group instantly before he went to the parking lot? Remember that? And this group used them with Moselle and all that shit. Remember that? Alright. So anyway. Many of which, like Dazed and stuff, Monster on his own lives and stuff, was pointing to his, yeah, go watch that channel and go do this and go do that. And AB's one of the ones Monster is still circling, and Jenny and Adrian and everything. You know the group? Alright, so anyway, this was AB having a great time with them.
It says, well, I'll give you an example. Let me see. With this group on YouTube, so if you're presenting to somebody and saying this group, you're also including yourself in that group.
And that's AB reading from those exact order. I included this group on YouTube. And Monster working with, and well, wasn't this just evidence of that too, but and that he installed, handed over the fucking papers illegally to this group instantly. But and you can hopefully see their little fingers in the photos. That's how you know. But anyway. Either way. So yeah. Group. It's included on that. That Monster signed off on, Jeremy. At that point, what was happening was the stuff around Little too, who also played a role in putting out that misinformation, all this other stuff and little lies. All the hive went around through Bones. She's been well aware. She's always been aware of the DV as well. And she also started her memberships up on it. And me and my name. And yet we continue, and here we are in the last few days, and what's she doing now? Like she's done much throughout this. Used me, my name, my domestic violence. And now she uses our abuser to abuse us and to torment us and to emotionally and psychologically fuck with us. My orders are in place. To bring fear to us.
Yet targeting the children and myself even more openly online with the group on YouTube. He has been working with behind the scenes with his girlfriend to target and put out info on us all year.
And I showed y'all that wasn't a lot. He installed that. You couldn't see the messengers for yourself how they were doing that. From their own typing. And what they were putting out. He installed both. Geared towards little. At the same time, all this.
Made it known he was coming for our child, I would think that says. So it goes on, describe any weapons used: bats, cords, canes, hands, shoes, cars, wood, guns, etc. Anything he could get his hands on, basically. We're not looking for you to generalize here.
This is a dude who sat in many places and admitted to this openly, but also here on the line. But the other night, even in Bones chat, admitted to the stabbings, this year, blah blah blah. But it's real funny, ain't it? What I put on those covers.
Cross Sullivan, Kingsport, Hawkins, etc. What is this etc. nonsense? List the etc.
Now, hmm, This is just the other day. This is Monster and Bones working together, and him clearly trying to give out my medical shit to her, etc. You know, the law. Y'all can imagine how fucking illegal that is, and how that might make Smith orders in place feel, and what Bones is trying to imply to the world by even asking all this bullshit.
Whatever trafficking ring or whatever this is. Do you know if Jody Sue got blue? You don't have to know the name or anything. I'm not asking her medical record or anything. Just this. Do you know if Jody Sue got prescribed a blue pill? I'm not talking about Viagra. Was she prescribed a blue pill for her cancer? You were in jail for 45 days with Tony Hammonds in about 1992? Oh my gosh. You're so full of Lolo. Email me your experience and we'll talk off of here and then maybe we'll go live and do something like I did with Kelly. I know, can't believe life is
Oh dear. Y'all want to match that up to one of our 3 most notorious lately? Y'all heard that right.
whatever trafficking ring or whatever this is. Do you know if Jody Sue got blue? We don't have to know the name or anything. I'm not asking her medical record or anything. Just this. Do you know if Jody Sue got prescribed a blue pill? I'm not talking about Viagra. Was she prescribed a blue pill for her cancer? You were in jail for 45 days with Tony Hammonds in about 1992? Oh my gosh. You're so full of Lolo. Email me your experience and we'll talk off of here and then maybe we'll go live and do something like I did with Kelly. I know, can't believe life is. What'd you get in trouble for, Lolo? Let me guess, it's alcohol related. There's a lot of blue pills. No. I'm just wondering if he saw her prescribed a blue pill. I don't want to say exactly what it is. I just, I think somebody you would know, like if you saw your wife or girlfriend being prescribed blue pills. I have a reason why I'm asking. She was not Xanax. I just want to know, was she prescribed a blue pill that she called her cancer pills? They weren't blue. So he doesn't think that they were blue. Candace is crying. Summerwell's $80,000 came onto, or $80,000 in the Mexican. I know I know exactly which drug I think I was thinking of a pain pill that's blue, 30 milligrams. That's what I was talking about, but he says that she didn't have any blue pills, so. Okay, Andy. Not Viagra, it's pain pill, guys. It's the same, actually, that I was watching White Boy, and he was talking about how he used to be addicted to them. I talked about it before. It's like one of the more popular street drugs, or prescription street drugs, or not street, because they don't have any type of, they can still be smashed. Not Viagra, it's pain pill, guys. It's the same, actually, that I was watching White Boy, and he was talking about how he used to be addicted to them. I know I know exactly which drug I think I was thinking of a pain pill that's blue, 30 milligrams.
There you go. And there's Monster telling her that he would tell her in private. He would tell her in private. And then inside that same chat, he's telling others how at that time he didn't sell. At that time, implying he is now, whatever, but it's all whatever anyway. But yeah, there he is responding to Bones, telling her he will send my private medical data, etc. to her to harass and torment me and to make people think shit falsely about me. But he'll send it to her in private, that way then she can do whatever. Outright. But she's already dropping the pebbles in the pond, right? For the I'm a drug addict, I'm a this, I must have done something that. See how that works? When you're working with an abuser with orders protection in place, and he clearly says, here, I'll send you this info behind the scenes. That way you have it to do all this terrible shit to her with. To imply exactly what you're already implying out in the open. But even harder, let me help you target her with orders protection in place. It violates him outright. It fucks her up in civil and criminal terms. And it shows exactly what I'm saying. She is working with our abuser to cause us fear, torment, harassment, etc. And using our abuser, who she clearly knows, factually so that we've been abused by and admits to it, in order to cause us psychological, emotional harm, harassment, fear, on purpose. This right here is enough. And that during the week, she monster with Ryan, and then Ziggy with Ryan at the same time. You know, Jenny and him over there too. Scott, the rest. I don't know what to tell y'all. It's no. That's recent though. You see all the years worth half the size. There's no way out of it for Bones. This is a no. Just this alone would be enough.
That's what I was talking about. But he says that she didn't have any blue pills, so. Okay, Andy. Not Viagra's pain pill, guys. It's the same, actually, that I was watching White Boy, and he was talking about how he used to be addicted to them. I've talked about it before. It's like one of the more popular street drugs, or prescription street drugs, or not street, because they don't have any type of, they can still be smashed up, and people shoot them up and stuff. They're like one of the only pain pills you can do that with now, because they put like this gel stuff.
And see, she's implying shooting up. Y'all remember when she put up the screenshot a while back? Thumbnail? Tried to imply because ashes were on my arm. It was right after I got out of the hospital and stuff, or up for whatever. And was getting blood transfusions and things. But there was ashes here, and I wiped and licked, and it came right off. But it was ashes. And it wasn't there 1 second. Then I stuck my arm in the ashes, and then it was there next. I never left alive, and then I wiped it off because she implied I was shooting up and injecting drugs. And then, even though I proved that false, here she is again implying once again that same thing. It's enough, man. It's enough. But, either way, on top of all that, do you see him over there asking Christine $5 billion or the others right now under cancer care? What the hell they're taking after their medical records, making it to where they can't access or maintain or get life-saving care, any of that. You see him stalking them to the places in a group effort with those on the ground that are all connected to all these people, including Bones, that do all these things to keep us from life-saving care or leaving hospital settings far before we need to because we've been hunted, traded off, paid for info on our medical records and all these other things trying to be accessed and all that. See him doing the same to all these others right now who are undergoing cancer care. Only to those who have been and still need, namely me. And the only reason somebody like that would want to know what medications I've ever taken, which is something this group's long term been after, and I've said outright if they paid attention, but they never did, is to do exactly this week. To target us and harass us and put out false shit and pebble drops to make people think things that aren't true about us. It is for the intent of harassment, silencing, defamation, slander, to put out false narratives about us that then put us in harm's way. And with our names on XYZ with, it goes far beyond it. And then it makes people think, oh, well, this person was doing XYZ, then they must be responsible for Summer because Bones said so. This person said so, and oh gosh, well, they did say it went out cancer meds, and it must mean because he at one time put up that, where the ash was said that JSB must be, then that means that, oh my god, she's responsible for Summer. See how it works? How the pathway takes because of what they do, and they know what they're doing. Monster 2 knew what they were after, and he gave it to them behind the scenes to harass us, to do exactly that. He knew what she was doing because she was already doing it in front of his face as he gave that. See how that works. Either way, And I gotta tell you, I really do want answers to why it is Stacy Slay was in contact with Ziggy. Marshall only copy and pasted, but was clearly in contact with Stacy Slay, the fake Fed card team member, and it used to once again try to attempt to silence or get us to shut up and all that. Um, just oh, we're not doing this, that, blah, 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 and whatever, just what I find funny from the Slay email to Bones is this. Quote, one thing I do know from my own experiences with my abusers, we do survive and we do heal one day at a time. Our voices may be temporarily silenced by our abusers and others, but when we come back, we rise like battle-tested warrior queens. These people can continue to stalk, dox, threaten, and harass, blah, blah, blah. I've filed the appropriate police reports, and see, after this, Slay finally, like Shanishka from the beginning, got hold of me in the messenger and was like, I hate to do this, go real life, but we're calling police, whatever, right on me. But this Ziggy played a role. And what then came next was Slade. And she only copied and pasted. Weird, huh? But we rise like battle-tested warrior queens. Weird how everything centers around my abuse to these people, isn't it? And our abuser, and they know that's the one. Just like our abuser does here. Just like he doesn't realize. And why they're using him, and what value he holds to this place. And how it helps his pocket as he does it. And they help it in his pocket. It's basically vague. Hey, abuser, abuse, we'll use it to silence. Horrifically fuck with you and your child and children and such. For years, that's what it takes to break you, to fuck with you, to torment the shit out of you until you die from a fucking heart attack, stroke, or we'll just find other ways to do that, including bringing danger to you or knocks to otherwise, on top of it. Enough onslaught, enough stress, enough whatever with your health and health situations. We'll give you a few more heart attacks than we already have. Anything really they can do. It's insane. But I want answers as to why. The fake Fed car team agent was contacting Ziggy through email, even had her email. Though the fake Fed / Slay card team member clearly could have been boxing it on. And did immediately after. It was like, yeah. I want answers, man. I want answers. Because the fake Fed card team, all that, the extreme role. This group and it played in Summer's case. You can't even imagine. answers. And that's the thing with my meds, man. So I stopped getting them eons ago. Eons ago. And, partially because they were trying to, for starters, put me on far stronger shit I would have no control over, and I couldn't take anyway. Like, it would kill me because I don't metabolize things correctly, so I can't even take strong anything. Let me tell you, I'm lucky I can take a fucking Tylenol. But these are extraordinarily, in my opinion, terrible things they were trying to move me up to in palliative care. I was like, hell no. I ain't taking that shit. Fuck you. And, so, for that reason, and also because at that time this group was really like, oh, and I knew always they try to use it anyway, but, thing is because I knew what they would do. I wasn't really all that concerned with it. So for years now, you've seen me here in absolute pain because I don't take anything. Not even Tylenol most days because luckily I'm built for pain. And the more you get used to it, the easier it is to accept. So. But I am indeed supposed to be on medications. Many of them. Including baby goofy ass pain meds. Nothing like what the fuck Zig and the rest of this place think or whatever you believe, etc. I cannot take things that strong because I metabolize them incorrectly and they damn near kill me. True story. It's medically documented. Yep. And even during surgeries and things, you have to be extraordinarily careful with how I'm put under and things because I don't go under correctly because my metabolism shit does not work right. And then what happens is I stay awake during the surgeries even though I'm not aware of it. I am awake and talking to them when I should not be. And then hours later, boom, it metabolizes all at once after I have come awake and such. And then I end up in a hospital again or still there and in worse situations. So yeah, I have to be extraordinarily cautious with anything I take or prescribe or anything. And they know this, and so no, there wasn't anything strong, extremely whatever, because I can't take shit. It's baby ass bullshit. Pain meds is what I was taking in the way back, and I would still to make sure, like, even for like because I don't like certain shit, right? And I think medical addiction is also a problem. So for days on end, I would not take them just to make sure that I never fell into a medical addiction state. A palliative care, others were well aware that as well, etc. Um, so I would sit in agony for days just to make sure that I was never even medically addicted. While receiving radiation, cancer treatments, all these are, you and me? And then they determined because shit was getting worse, I needed to be on stronger things, so they go fuck themselves. And because of how I know this group operates, and I've seen what they're after very early on, I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll sit here in pain instead. So that's what I've done for several years, for y'all. You can't tell it, of course. But I know. So there's, y'all happy now? Are you good? You good? Let me breathe. And then, I have the receipts where Monster was, and I think Little even mentioned it at one point on the panel, her and eldest were catching Monster stealing those from me. And I have receipts and voice, video, texts of Monster beating me, harming me, hurting me to get his hands on this, by the way. Plus out here doing the exact ones and far stronger that Ziggy is. That's the fucked up part. Monster knows. Yeah, dude is all out here running around. And I've told this story before. All out here running around telling all kinds of people all kinds of things and trying to use my cancer in order to get himself really strong shit. And he did. He accomplished that. He sure as fuck did. Anyway, yeah. But there he is feeding out that shit. Knowing what Bones was already doing. He could see it. He knew what he was going to do when he gave her info in the back and what she would continue to do with it. And what it was intended for, which was to target and harass and to put out that idea. Although, he knows the truth, which is that, nope, never been an addict or a drug addict of any kind. Never. And, damn sure have never been a needle junkie or otherwise. And, he's always been, well, what he is, a monster with cliche-ass addiction issues and an addictive personality. Who will beat women and children and everything else and be out here doing all kinds of things for meds and otherwise. And so, and I hold the receipts proof of that, I wouldn't say it. But, there he is doing it anyway. With her. And it's wild watching your monster run around say they're openly taking all these different drugs right in her chat and others, and that they're selling or doing this and but then they're all like, what's Jody Sue taking, monster? What kind of medication did she get? Okay, that makes perfect sense. Either way, the point is that there's enough. There's enough. So anyway, the point being today is that just even recently, the past 2 weeks, there's enough evidence. Proof, a burden of proof in my favor that Bones can't get out of. Just what I showed y'all here, you all know, if you're smart and you know laws, is enough. It's enough to get Monster violated. If your mom was take us seriously, it's enough to show continued patterns. It's enough civilly and criminally in the standard on just bones. Just the one thing, I mean, just here today. And there's no getting out of that. Let alone all the years worth of things she's done, said, gone real life, etc. on and around I and my family. Caused and acted, pushed in towards little and I and my family and this and the other. I have enough proof. I have more than enough. So she can weasel, she can drop the seeds, her ignorant chat or her carnival barkers in there. They can all seed out the idea in this community that it isn't so all they like. They can seed out the idea that she or they have some control on whether she's brought into a court setting. She does not have any control of it. None. None. And she has no control, nor do I, over what happens after and during those court proceedings. But win, lose, or draw, it starts laying down the paperwork. The change and the help and stuff for those here to come behind me and to serve her and to do all these things, to get criminal charges placed against her, whatever, civil, etc. And it also, like I said, it will lay the groundwork for others in other cases that she or these people um, latch onto and do these same things. To know and identify what they are and to have things showing past behavior, which will help them in their court proceedings against them and to stop them quicker and faster and keep them out of these cases, hopefully, and to hold them accountable in theirs, even if they never are held to account for what they've done here. So win, lose, or draw, it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. Same, Billy. There are a couple, for sure, that I want to bring out first. Like Bones, and they're definitely, they're definitely, I'd tell you there are four mains, but there's more than that, but gotta start somewhere. Mid-tier seems about right. But this one, because of how everything sort of circles about it, and they've used it for so long to get it to their worst stunts here, because it'll really do anything. Is a good place to start. And I've had enough. Had enough people using domestic violence and abusers to harm domestic violence survivors and fighters in this place, parading their monsters and abusers around, while they proclaim to care about survivors, fighters, potatoes, harmonies, etc. I ain't got to, and my heart's not gonna sit well with that. And unlike these creators manufacturers, tragedy pimps. I'm not gonna help silence others or discount a show so many other thousands and tens of thousands passing through here. Learn how to be afraid of speaking or coming forward and then inevitably dying in the dark. Because that's what they show when they do this with our abuser. It's what they do when they try to discredit or do this kind of around abuse they know is real. They're showing women and children and victims and survivors and fighters why they should be even more afraid to speak out, reach out. And that's a terrible thing. Actually, Billy, we cannot. And his stuff's picked up here because of Bones recently and others like Cher and things. And what they've been doing the past couple weeks during this, real inset on things. I and other family here the other night, I needed to do something, and it was dark, and because of the pickup on, well, as you can hear today, and almost every day as I'm alive anymore, the extreme nature of the people, the particular ones, especially that are driving by right now, revving and doing what they're doing, and stalking and coming up and down the roads. I knew I could not safely walk the roads at the time I needed to, and so did family. And because it was dark at that point, especially, so I could not, Little and I could not do what we wanted to or needed to. So no, but you're right. Bones can freely walk out, has no problem leaving her child behind at home, feeling safe enough to do so. I can't even go get medical care that I need desperately because of this group and feel safe knowing that I'm not here or wherever Little is in order to, or my family members are, in order to protect them from it. So, and those include what they do, including Bones bringing real life people to the real door that are really dangerous and things. And how they've doxed us and all these other things and helpful dropout videos. And people wanting to cut us apart and all these other things throughout all this entire group. But the pickup right now in the past couple weeks is Monster and Bones and Cher and all this been running wild and all things that are being done here online. Yeah, right now, no. No, there's no freely walking, especially in the dark during certain times. And I damn sure do not ever leave Little unprotected, unguarded, or otherwise anyway. So, no. No, can't do what Bones is free to do and is doing on camera, which is just simply taking them and feeling comfortable enough to leave her child behind at home. Securing it. Nope. No, could not. So, but whatever. Nah, cleaning hers is a little younger than mine, but I ain't fine to be there under normal circumstances. It will stop me from what, Brenda? I'm doing nothing to her. So if Bones is threatening me with an order of anything, I don't know what to tell her. She's gonna have to prove that, and when I can come behind her, much like Chicken and all these others, and prove that she's been stalking us and a threat to us for years, harassing, etc., it's not gonna look good. And that does not stop me from bringing a court case and then adding that to the lawsuit or charges, and that being a way that this person is trying to silence me, harm me, or harass me. So when she does that, I'll add that to the suits. Now remember, she did do that same thing to, was it not 6-Up? She did the same thing to Jim while I was still talking to him. She did the same shit to screaming about BK and this the other. Remember that? Bones has a history. But if she chooses to go that route, I'm still going to continue on a path. It will not stop her from being charged. It will not stop civil suits. And it will not stop that from being added as a method of her using it as a form of more harassment against me. So that's the route she chooses. It's just going to make it worse in court settings. And she will have to go into court for it. And when she does, I can still pull out the same things I can pull out for the criminal and civil on my side, and the judge is going to be like, excuse me, Bones, you want a fucking lot against this person that I can clearly see you've been the one doing too? Yeah, I think so. You see, and she will need a lawyer for that. So if she wants to try that, like she has a 6-7 arrest, and all these and Jim and whatever else, and she has a history of, then yeah, all it's going to do is add to the pile. And she will need a lawyer, and eventually for that in court. And then when a judge sees exactly what I already have, and I'm like, I got the wrong one, what order? It's not going to go well. It's going to look a certain way for Bones, and then indeed that's a continued progression of harassment and threat behavior from her. So no, she wants to add to the pile, but this is not tragedy pimp games. I know they're used to that over here. I'm not here about that life. This is not tragedy pimp. This is not content. This is not YouTube drama. This is not the goofy shit they've pulled on so many others and each other from the drama community. This is real life, real consequences, real criminals doing real shit in real life, run real active and ongoing investigations to people around them, including us. And when it stops, win, lose, or draw, it will help pave the pathway for good. And for others and to stop these people in their own situations or any other cases that they will inevitably latch onto if not stopped or see consequences from what they've done. And some are quite good. So, you gotta start somewhere. And so, no. Either way, she can use content, clicks, views, etc., and to put out pebbles to do whatever tampering she wants to. I'm sure they'll go behind and call the courts around here and try to stir shit where maybe things aren't taken seriously. They're notorious for that as well, but it's not going to matter. They've already done enough of that. And these courts, let me tell you, especially the ones going through, they know what these people are. And they want some of them desperately to be held to account in and around the summer as much as we do. And they know how, especially after this many years, they've been screwed with and tampered with as court systems and officials and judges and DAs and cops by these tragedy events. They know. And I don't think they're taking it well. We're going to take it any longer. So when they and their helpers try to do that this time or run any situation with us, I'd say every bit of that will be recorded and put down as. And then when they see an abundance of fuckery start as this begins, or yesterday or today or carrying on, and they start getting abundance calls, they're going to know that it's going to relate to guess who? Yeah, bones and helpers. So, probably in their best interest not to do that same fuckery this group's done for so long around these exact same courts and officials, because they're wise to it. Have been for a very long time. So, whatever. This train is not stopping as long as I can have it. She's not in control. Nor am I. I can only do my part, and then it will be up to Georgia, to judges and police. But it's a step, and it's a step in the right direction, and it's a step to help many others, including this community and many others. Other survivors, fighters, victims, missing, murdered women and children, their families, law enforcement, media, everything else, you name it, A to Z, in order to start line them up and finding truth and having a preponderance of evidence of past behaviors and histories on all of them and little things left in paperwork and behind in courts, win, lose, or draw. It's about doing it right. Anyway, you guys, I really don't know what else to say at the current moment. It's fairly simple, cut and dry. And blue jeans, I don't I'm not going for the HIPAA thing. You misunderstand me, but and you think you know what I'm gearing for, and you don't. But neither of them are family members, and it's clear what they're both doing. And one's not even supposed to be doing because it's not even supposed to be speaking my name on me, or my little, but um, Monster's not a family member, bro. And even get this, Blue Jean, all my medical shit is set up to where only Little and eldest have anything. They're the only ones that can make my medical decisions, the only ones that control anything, the only ones that have access to anything. No one else does. And it doesn't matter when you are working with an abuser that you know is one, and, I mean, I just don't do. And see, it's different. It's not just about medical, it's about the harassment and the purposeful harassment that both are clearly doing and acting, and Monster is fully aware of what was going to be used for because she was already saying it before he volunteered in the background in order to further harass and target. See, that's how that works. I'm not asking for HIPAA to cover this. You're missing the point on purpose, Blue Jean. Just don't. Just don't. It's targeted harassment. Using my medical shit shared and asked for by people who have no right to. And there are other laws to protect those with disabilities, by the way, and those undergoing care and cancer treatments and things. Especially online, like, what they've done alone, most of these creators with my disability and speech disability and um, my conditions is a freaking no-no. But there are special protections put in place for those undergoing, requiring, etc. law, and that is an entirely different section of it. So you might want to go back over to HIPAA as well. And laws, even for tech, that cover that type of thing. That alone is enough to get Ziggy's channel taken by terms of service. Every time one of these creators makes fun of my disability and my speech and y'all think it's funny, it's actually enough to take their channel with. And to bring them into a civil suit. See, it goes far beyond HIPAA. So anyway, like I said, we were very close, I think, to being able to do this, etc. At least on another prong of it. One of the couple I'm pursuing all at one time. As y'all can see by the receipts, I've got other things to do around the other prongs, and I'm going to do them, enact them, and carry them out. So, and once again, y'all, if you think my mods there, you need to grab links and stuff, and those can be lined back up being connected with certain creators right now. Do grab them and get the info, so they can be lined back up with part of the bullshit with these creators. Eventually, we're going to prove that there are worse things in the world, and real in the world, than gang stalking. That's all I'm saying. And I guarantee you there's going to be journalists and media around the world doing the same, because that indeed will be where the money is for them. Which will actually help bring these missing, murdered women and children's cases to light in the right way and help stop tragedy events. And it's bullshit. Anyway, no, Esme, don't. I don't even know why that's being mentioned. Why would I care about that? Oh, well, I guess. I mean, there was a concern of that on Ben Hill, which I have receipts for. And I was afraid that because somebody mentioned my cancer and stuff to Fred in that group, and there was great concern between, oddly enough, Monster Eye, etc., that Fred and his group room bells would get wind of that, and that I had cancer, and they would expect meds to be there, and then they would come rob on the kids, especially when Monster wasn't there. No, like, that's kind of stopping there, honestly, but, because he's whatever, but there was concern of that on Ben Hill. But yeah, I guess they think that here, and it's always been a risk, but that's the thing, it would have been a wrong assumption, because there's nothing like that. And, there have been break-ins here already, but they were after other things. Court papers, all kinds of other stuff. Devices, they stole a camera at one point out here. I guess thinking it had a card, it didn't. They also stole a host of other things. Devices and cards and stuff Monster wanted hands on, was mentioning on, man, I just, yeah. And then Penny and I'm like, oh my gosh, and blah, blah, it's all a big thing, but there were break-ins here. And then they tried to make us look crazy over the Feathers account was involved in that. They even, if you know the story and you've been here, you know what they did in and around those. Because they had stalkers waiting for a call, and they wrongly thought that call was about them and the break-in, but it wasn't. Mentioned it as a cursory, then the video comes back open only while police are here, and stalkers are at the stop sign because they thought so, and they changed the date on the video. And that was during them threatening the false 5150 shit and swatting of that and Sierra around the same time. They did stuff with all these things, but they were wrong that day. That call was not about that. But it helped show what they were up to with that false 5150 shit. And that the break-in had indeed happened, but they were going to try to make it look like it hadn't and all this and all this, whatever. They were wrong on all fronts, and what it did was help compile how dark, dirty, and deep this place goes. From Fizzle on up and all the way around. In between, up, sideways. Now Monster and Straw play a role in a great deal of it. And that was done on the day we were at court. One of them, anyway. And they knew our whereabouts. And, then idiots thought it was me saying, but it was other family who watched these people break in and steal these things. Not me, man. Idiots. And laughing as they hit the road, like, you just don't know. It's wild. And links they go to. But one day it'll be shown that there are indeed real things that exist because of online that make the bullshit goofbag schizophrenic gang stalking shit look like small fries. So anyway, that's where I'm at today for right now. And it is getting close to times for things. So I've been on here a bit. I'm gonna hop off. And I really don't feel all that great either. It is a rather gray day. One of those, like, book reading you just want to put you to sleep type of snuggle days, but I've got some things to do, obviously. Blatantly, I try not to communicate by email because of hacking and goofy stuff and all that. Not that matters. They've always hacked and done whatever, but it helps to agree, but not to just place all the things everywhere. Plus, it allows me to keep things pretty tightly in places where it's all in one, instead of 90 different places for law enforcement. It helps me keep it in one or two in a way to where and easier for them to see and have live in real time and already have access to because of open-ended things and hottest fire things they already have control of. Which I'm sure they have control of emails too, but What do you mean, Katie? Peeping Toms, that sort of thing, sure. Cancer, yep. DV, yeah. People already dangerous as yet. And no, it's not fucking see, no. See what you're doing there. Not like this. And this is separate from, and those issues have been pushed in full tilt because this group want to do on purpose. But I see what you're doing there. Good try. No dice. The people who have tried to use any situations from past are this group. It's what Bones herself has tried to use. It's what brought shit to the door. Among other things. But this group, Jenny, Adrian, Rance. But no, I didn't have people harass and terrorize me online. Cause see, gang stalking, Katie, is online this, blah 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 that. It's this woo woo bullshit Kool-Aid thing, really, schizophrenic type shit. Vice News, they've done pieces on gang stalking. So no, I didn't have all that shit going on. Did have a bunch of online craziness or anything else? No, did not. And nope. Mm-mm. No, That's not what they're trying to imply, Billy. I know what they're trying to do. Somebody thinks they're smooth today. No, I ain't that dumb. So there's that. They're still all about that dumb hillbilly from 125 thing. Still all about that. Wrong answer. Wrong bitch. Wrong hollow. That's really all I'm gonna say about it. Damn, they really think you. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm hop off here. I got stuff to do. I really just want to curl up a book, rest. I really do need to get my doctors too, but back burner and all that. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna hang out, do whatever. Hopefully later this afternoon when it turns cold. Um, Cause it is. We went from like 70 to we're going back down to like 20 below. Next few days, like I don't want any part of it. My dudes, I just don't. I'm like, no. So anyway, yeah, ugh, uh, and then yeah, thing is, TT, I'm not doing anything to her in the realm of what she's done to us in this community. Of course, all these creators, they do this shit to people around these real life situations and cases and go roll up on them. And they fear the same happening to them by the other creators as they threaten each other and do this here. Because they know what all of them are capable of because they do it to so many innocent lives and communities around these things. But, no. Bones, Rebuilds ever has a story about me, nor could ever pull off what they've done to us real life in return. The only thing I can do is try to have them held accountable for that, which they fear and do not want to happen. So that's it. Mine's civil and criminal court things. not real life, real harm, terrorizing, stalking, bringing danger to, etc. These idiots. I'm not contacting their friends, family, neighborhood. I'm not out here in shoes contact. I'm not digging for medical stuff. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing and trying to get justice and consequences and all these things in play in the right way. And to help others far beyond Summer's case and justice community. Monsters only fear consequences, and they do not like court. They do not like any of that. It's their worst fear. Being held accountable in any way in court or justice. Civil terms. And I know this. Therefore, that's what I'm pursuing. Plus, it helps leave pathway and groundwork. What do you mean you fought for me to not be there? Beware. Because that can only mean so many things. Blue jeans. You either mean you were somewhere in and amongst all these people fighting against this group trying to target us and leave us, quote, here / there, or you mean there / here is a specific location. Which would, I don't know, there's only so many ways I can take that. Unless you had clarification. Hmm. No, dear. Not right. That's. Alright. Oh. I may have put a thing in the background. I don't know, an added note. I don't remember if it did or not. I started to. It's been a long day too, but little wanted to send thanks for those who Sarah Wilson and headphones. And gaming headphones. for reading. So, thank you. Anyway. Alright, guys. I thought there was something. I don't know. Mine's a little scattered today. And as the day's wearing on, it's not going so great. But anyway, y'all. I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you guys for modding. And, we appreciate it. As far as, support and trying to come together to make real change where it concerns these tragedy pimps, what they can and can't do in cases, hopefully starting to get them held to account, and at least leaving the pathway for others to stop them, and evidence to be left in paperwork in courts. You know, all the little things, right? All the little pebbles, all the little sparks. The one voices, the one things, the ripples. Anyway, as always, you guys, please do share the DV/Universal Hand Signal Probe. It can and does save lives, and you all know that my spill around it with disabilities, emergency situations of all varieties, those who are special needs, the whole nine, and how they can use that, especially as people share it, learn it, and can recognize it, and how people can tap their device and do that over electronics, and somebody can call services, emergency, police, etc. to help them in enough time. It can save so many stroke patients, medical menus, you name it. And as tech meets call centers throughout the years, the amount of lives it could really save is just astronomical. Not just in public, but through private means at home. Even that, I mean, like, it's a wonderful tool. And, so, please do share it when and where you can, where you feel like. And, also, as always, please share someone's picture, information, and color by your name. And by information, y'all know I do not mean social media garbage. I don't mean YouTube or tragedy pimp garbage. I don't mean any of us speaking in and around any of this, because we're not shit, and nobody knows what is or is not or will not count. Not all things from everybody on June 15th can or will be a thing. We're all double-edged swords in this walk. Fact. We're not the information, man. And, so, I always tell you, please share local surrounding law enforcement, state police, TBI, FBI, and local investigative journalists, especially like Ansley and Bobo. Any of that information with Summer's picture and name. And by real journalists and stuff, I don't mean bullhorns, JLRs, or even ends. Y'all know my distaste for that, and others like them. Okay. So, And also, always recall that there is helpful, very extremely, extraordinarily helpful Q&A by the feds over on their website about summer. It answers a great deal many things that can help you all stop being misled and narratives driven to your head and Kool-Aid drank by these creators who need to keep you screwed up, confused, and misinformed. That way you continue to watch their entertainment only garbage on everybody around all these cases. It's, including Summers, and to use y'all to help destroy the cases and destroy real lives, real communities, tamper with jury pools, all sorts of stuff. And if you cannot find those links easily or find the section easily on Fed's website, the Q&A about Summer, do remember that the Rogers Review, the Boba articles on Summer, have the link embedded in them, and also in great many of his articles, he also has copy and paste of the Q&A from the feds. Criteria would be Jeff Bobo, Summer Wells, Rogers Review. Should bring it right up for you. And always keep in mind that Hawkins County News is over here on YouTube. There's so many good things over there that a lot don't know about, don't see. A lot of the original things people don't even know exist are over there. In their cleanest, non-tampered format you will find, including some of Bobo's interviews and things beginning. And those, you can also find some of those on Times News as well, along with Hawkins County News and Seattle, and I believe Rogers Review, but his phone calls and interviews and things with those around Summers' case. So anyway, I just wanted to list those things. But yeah, please do share Summer's picture information. Call her by her name. It's a very tangible way to help her, to help find her, to help bring her back to her community, brothers. And so that her brothers, she, law enforcement, courts can tell her story. Because they're the only ones that should and can. And unbelievably enough, wildly or not, whatever you think, sharing Summer's picture, information, and call her by her name is a very good way to help drop keys loose, shake things out, and to hopefully find the person or persons responsible for June 15th and how Summer seemingly vanished off the face of the earth. And to get them brought in and justice and the process and the wheels in motion. And hopefully one day, even if it's as simple as the person or persons responsible getting tired of seeing Summer's face like an ocean and across social media every time they open a device, finally having a change of heart, something, and turning themselves in. That would be wonderful. But maybe somebody around them recognizes changed behavior when Summer's image shows up somewhere one day that's been shared by one of you all. And it makes a key drop loose for them, and they're like, wait a minute. And they pick up the phone and they turn the person or persons responsible in. And it really can be just as simple as that. Now, whoever is responsible, the thing is, they cannot run, outlast, or out chaos justice forever. It's coming, whether they like it or not. Yes, Blue Jeans, it is. The same. No, what do you mean, please don't end yet? Is there a reason? Well, we're giving Blue Jeans a minute to figure this out. Whatever Blue Jeans wants me to wait a second for. Yeah, I'd like a hands up. And not in an algorithm style, but um hands up if you want change and you think this is definitely a starting point for that, along with having those who have done this for so long, in Summer's case, to all of us, especially Little, not held accountable. And so that others aren't done the same way or have an easier time holding these same tragedy pimps in the group accountable and bringing them to justice. And throughout this process with these great many tragedy pimps in this group, I hope that it shakes loose or pulls threads and answers back to how or why some are banished and all those tampered with from the beginning are mud and jello or screwing with everything from her investigation and case in real time. First hours, days, and weeks after, and why they were doing it. Because this can lead to that. And I'm sure Feds and LA are well aware of a lot of things, but you never know what can float loose, shake loose, or come known. Especially as you drag one tragedy pimp after the other into settings and out in the open. Alright. I'm not sure what I was supposed to wait for, but I'm gonna end this now. I've gotta go anyway. So, anyway, thank you, Mods. I appreciate it today. We also appreciate those with little stuff and those helping to uh, move this forward for all the right reasons. Right. You hang up first, Mud Pie. No, you hang up. There it goes. I'm out. I'm hanging up first. Hanging up first. It's a control thing. Hanging up first. Alright, y'all have a good morning, good evening, good night. Wherever y'all are in the world. Remember, pebbles win where you can. Good ones. Little sparks light up whole universes of darkness. And one voice does matter. All these things can change the world. Lives and save it. This world's far bigger than any one of us. And we may never be remembered in history or anything else, but we can always choose to try to leave these little things that ripple at first but create tsunamis that affect things far after we're gone from this beautiful blue ball spinning in space. This little tiny speck amongst the stars that we're so lucky to be on. We're not all perfect, but we can leave little sparks. Uh, we can all do things, whether we want to believe in ourselves or each other. We can all do good things, even if we're not perfect or falling flakes of snow. We can all do things that help go far beyond just ourselves. Alright? Anyway, y'all enjoy your days spending on this little speck in the vastness of space amongst the stars. Peace out.